Have you ever paused to realize that every single thought that you have is silently crafting your future? Our minds is a sacred temple, and if you don't control it, you will leave it opened to be controlled. Today's video is a video for my mindset transformation course, and I believe that it is important and imperative and crucial that every single person watching this understands the importance of conquering the imagination. As Seneca once said, we suffer more in our imagination than in reality. I want you to completely shut out any distractions, as today we'll be diving into how your inner dialogue isn't just noise, it is your life. Watch until the end and unlock the secrets of mastering your thoughts. Okay guys, welcome to whatever episode this is on the Gold Echelon Mindset Transformation course. In today's video we're going to be discussing we become what we think about. Let me make my head a little bit smaller. There we go. Amazing way to start. We become what we think about. And a lot of this video has come from, what book was it? The Strangest Secret by Els Nightingale. So this topic, I've made a YouTube video about it, but I didn't really go in depth in it. So I said, okay, then let me actually do a deep dive and a deep study on we become what we think about. So I ended up listening to the whole entire audiobook. Not all of it, but the majority of the part where Els talk about we become what we think about. And today's PowerPoint is going to be that. I've also went into other aspects of we become what we think about because this is something that I heavily resonate with. So, okay, let's get straight into today's video. So we become what we think about. Title of the video. And I want you to ask yourself, what does that mean? To me, what that means is, bog standard, what it means is we become what we think about. So whatever you think about, that is what you are. That is who you become. It is essentially the life that you take on. Let's say you think about becoming a footballer 24/7. Well, you're going to become a footballer. Let's say you think about being addicted to drugs 24/7. You're going to be addicted to drugs. Because whatever your mind aligns itself with, that is what you become. That's essentially your identity. Your identity is the beliefs, the habits, the lifestyle that you believe in and think about, translated into reality. Your mindset and the things you think about is your lifestyle, just translated into reality. Let's say, for example, you think about smoking and then you smoke. You literally translated your thoughts into reality. Whatever you think about, it most likely comes to pass because you are actually consistently thinking about it. So, introduction done. Let's get straight into today's video. So, let me make my head a little bit smaller because there's a lot for this PowerPoint. As a man thinketh, so is he. So, basically, whatever you think about, whatever you dwell on inside of your heart, whatever you put inside of your mind, that is what you will become. As a man thinketh, so is he. So let's say, for example, today, I consistently think about, let me actually make this more relevant to me. When I was younger, I used to think I was one gang member. Yeah. Every single day, I would listen to drill music. I'd hang around gangsters. I would carry knives. Just get from here. I'll carry knives. I'll be doing drugs. I'll be doing all these things there. And I'm thinking, yo, this is who I am. And the thing about that is who I became because that is what I was consistently thinking about. I made myself into that because that is where I place my identity. As I said before, your identity is your thoughts, lifestyle, and habits translated into reality. So I made that my identity because that is what I thought about. So because I consistently thought about those things, then I became those things. That's why also in the video before I said, I think I was on YouTube, I said, be careful what you listen to and be careful what you say because whatever you say and whatever you think about, that is what you become. Let's say you consistently say to yourself, okay, you are a failure, you are this, you are that. You sow negative words into yourself, but then you consistently think about those things and have those negative traits in your life. And these are some great quotes by some great men. These are the real men you should be looking up to, by the way. These aren't the type of men that you will see doing all these trends, saying all these crazy things on podcasts. No, these are great men. And the thing about this group, I'm not trying to get a group of personal development guys who are just searching after the next trend or the next hype, the next monk mode or thing or person to follow. No, we are going after real psychology, real things to actually, not just say your own self-improvement or not just say your own personal development, things to actually improve you. And men like this are men that will actually improve you. Reading and watching things on Els Nightingale will actually improve you. My side of personal development isn't like, so-and-so said this, or so-and-so said all of these, I don't know the trends, like, I don't know what they're saying, but you should know what I'm talking about, like, the matrix or all these things, like, that's not personal development. What personal development is, personal development. It's not about what somebody else is doing. You can't improve yourself through somebody else's lifestyle. And what I mean is that, okay, then, sure, you can look at some people and desire to do better, but you can't look at somebody else and desire to do better and not actually translate and do the work. Because if you don't do the work, you won't actually become better. I can't say, okay, then look at this guy's lifestyle. This guy bought a new Lamborghini, and then I don't do the work for me to get to it. Cool, it can give me the motivation and excite me to the point where, okay, I say, yes, I want that as well. But if I don't end up doing the work, I will never get it. So these are the type of people you should be looking at. You should look at these type of people and say, okay, then, look at a quote that, for example, what Marcus Aurelius said: a man's life, what his, I think I left some things out, but a man's life is what his thoughts make of it. So whatever you think about, if you consistently think about, as I said before, whatever your goal is, let's say your goal, some of the guys inside the group, some of the guys want to be traders, yeah? So if you consistently think about being a trader, if you wake up and think about trading, you go to sleep and you think about trading, trust me, you are going to become a very, very good trader. If you actually take the time and take the efforts into actually learning how to properly trade, you'll become a very good trader. Some of the other guys, they want to be good entrepreneurs or they have clothing brands. If you want your clothing brand to grow, you have to put your mindset in the mind of somebody who wants to grow a clothing brand. You have to be somebody who dwells on this clothing brand 24/7. You will look at your products, you'll look at your niche and think, okay then, how can I get better at this? How can I make the quality better? How can I improve customer service? How can I make the customer happy? You start to think about these certain things and you make that your identity. You make your identity someone who owns an amazing clothing brand. I want to make my identity as somebody who helps young men become gentlemen through personal development. Then I have to be thinking about it consistently. I have to be thinking about, okay then, how can I help somebody? A video like this, how can I help somebody? I can't just come and talk about it. I have to give you tasks to do. I have to implement these things, because if I want to actually see growth in your life and see growth in other young men's life, then I actually have to do the work to ensure that I can actually make you have the growth. And to be able to do that, I have to work on myself, and I have to actually go out there and find the things to actually relay onto you. So, as a man's life is what his thoughts make of it. So whatever your thoughts are, whatever you think about, I just clocked how small I am. I'm barely looking at the camera, but I'm small. Yeah. Whatever you make of it, whatever you think about your life, if let's say, for example, you are somebody who, once again, I'm always going to take it to there, but like, you are someone who consistently thinks about drugs and smoking, you will become that, because that's all you're thinking about. When I was younger, I was always thinking about smoking. I was always thinking about girls. That's all I had every single day. Smoking and girls, smoking and girls, smoking and girls. So it's a thing of, you become exactly what you think about, because that's what your life will become, because you consistently put your identity inside that. Ralph Waldo Emerson: a man is what he thinks about all day long. I'll be waking up all day long and thinking about, obviously, Christ, because I'm Christian, obviously, I'm thinking about the Lord 24/7. But I'm also thinking about the business side of my life. I'm also thinking about my YouTube channel. I'm thinking about e-commerce. I'm thinking about growing my school community. I'm thinking about these things consistently. And they're all aligned to my ultimate goal of becoming, well, a successful entrepreneur. That's what I want to become, a successful entrepreneur. So to be able to do these things, I have to think about them consistently, every single day, meticulously. And if I don't, well, then what can I do? I won't be able to do it, because there's going to be competition. There's going to be, maybe it's one of you. There's going to be somebody else in this group or somebody else out there who all he does is think about being a successful entrepreneur every single day. And he's going to outrun me 24/7. Outrun me every single time. And what can I do? I can't do nothing. I can't cry about it, because I'm not even giving it 110% of what it takes. Because I'm not thinking about it every single day. If I see that the majority of people who become successful thought about becoming successful every single day, then who am I to think I can do it without thinking about it every single day? At least minimal an hour a day. If I don't think about it every single day for an hour, then I don't really want it. People be going to the gym. When I was younger, I was going to the gym like, 3 to 4 hours every single day, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to build a physique I was proud of. I wanted to look like a bodybuilder 24/7. So I was in the gym basically for the whole entire my time. I'll be finishing school. Even in school, I'll be thinking about training. And I'd also be going to basketball just so I could build up my stamina, so I could have better workouts in the gym. I was thinking about the gym every single day, to the point that I've built up a physique that I'm actually happy about. So whatever your goal is, whatever you want to achieve, you have to think about it all day long. You have to become obsessed with it. If you're not obsessed with it, somebody else will. And they will take that goal from you. Some more great men. Let me make my head smaller once again. Benjamin Disraeli: everything comes if a man will only wait. I have brought myself by long meditation to the conviction that a human being with a settled purpose must accomplish it, and that nothing can resist a will that will Nothing can resist a will that will stake even existence for its fulfillment. So he's basically saying that if a human being has a settled purpose, a goal in mind, if I say today that I want to be a successful entrepreneur and I keep that purpose within my heart, for example, like the goal that I have as well with this community, if I always keep the goal of this community, the purpose of this community, to turn young men into gentlemen through personal development, and what else does it say? And I will stake even existence, I will stake everything to get to where I need to get to with this group, then there's no way that I can't accomplish it. There's nothing that can resist it. Nothing, look, and nothing can resist a will that will stake even existence for fulfillment. The guy who says, no matter what, he will make it. The guy who says no matter what, he will retire his mother. That person is willing to risk his life for it. Trust me, he will do it. Have you ever seen, for example, like animals, when they get pushed back to the edge, where they've gone to the stage where there's no more fear, there's no more anxiety, there's no more confusion, it's just straight attack mode. That animal is very dangerous. They've lost all sorts of fear. They don't care about anything anymore. They're ready to lose it all. See that as the type of man that you want to become. You say, okay then, my goal is it is my purpose. It is exactly what I want, that you are willing, like completely willing to risk it all for it. Even risk your existence for it. Because that's the type of goal that you want. You want to have that goal where you're like, okay then, no, I want to chase this desire. I want to chase this purpose and achieve this purpose because this is your goal for it. And it's not saying, okay then, you should become martyred for your goal. But still, you want to have a goal in mind that you will literally put so much time towards. No matter what goal it is, whether it's, because for me, of course, like the number one goal of my life is get as close as I possibly can to God. But additionally, I want to be able to be a financial pillar inside of the house of the Lord. To be able to do that, I have to actually be relentlessly thinking about making money. Because trust me, there's somebody out there who's going to be thinking about making money. And they're not going to be spending it on the Lord. They're going to be spending it on girls, drugs, yachts, and all these crazinesses. So for me to be able to get to that stage, I have to be thinking about these things consistently. And also thinking about, number one, getting close to the Lord. Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things shall be given unto you. So thinking about all these things and doing all these things, I'm going to be seeking after the kingdom of God. And all of the other things that I want on top of it will be given unto me. But whatever your goal is, you have to be thinking about it the same way. You have to be able to risk your life for it. Keep your purpose. It is a settled purpose. You can't try and sway for anything else. And if you don't sway anything for it, if you make that your complete and total accomplishment, your complete purpose, nothing, and I mean nothing, will come in between it. Nothing can resist that will. If you make that your will, nothing can resist it. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. If you think in negative terms, you will get negative results. If you think in positive terms, you will achieve positive results. That is the simple fact, which is at the basis of an astonishing law of prosperity and success. In 3 words, believe and succeed. And for me, that quote is, I might even try to get that on my wall somewhere. Believe and succeed. Essentially, the best part is, highlight the parts I've highlighted. These need to be screenshotted and take notes on this. Negative terms, negative results. Positive terms, positive results. The basis of an astonishing law of prosperity and success. In 3 words, believe and succeed. Basically saying, the person who always thinks negatively, the person who says that he can never make it, the person who says that he will never amount to anything in his life, he is correct. He won't. Because the only results he will see is negative results. Because that's the results that he has limited himself towards. He has said to himself he can't achieve nothing. He can't become anything better than what he already has. Because he's limited himself to those beliefs, he can't amount to more. It's impossible for him to amount to more. Because he's capped himself at those things. But on the flip side, in contrast, the person who lives on positive terms will only see positive results. And it's not saying they might achieve positive results. They will see positive results. Why? Because that's all the things that he sees in his life. For example, I keep talking about the story, but yesterday my table got set on fire. And after that as well, my cat vomited. And additionally, 2 of my e-com stores got suspended. And somebody also look at that and say, these are all negative things that's happened. But what I saw it as was a chance to practice patience, a chance to extend my perseverance, a chance to test my peace. These are all things for me to be able to go through tests, because the real strength is built from the tests. You want to know if you really actually achieved something. Let's say you went through all those times revising, yeah? You want to really know if you actually accumulated that knowledge. Test yourself. You want to see if you actually really built strength? Try PR tomorrow. Test yourself. The only way to know whether you've actually achieved a said goal is through a test to see whether you actually can meet that threshold and come out on top. So from yesterday, I've seen perseverance in my patience. I've seen growth in my perseverance, growth in my peace, essentially. Because after that, I wasn't stressed, found the solutions, sort the things out, get back on track, snap back into it. Don't worry about all these other things because it's not necessary. It will just waste your own time. So the thing is about, no matter what goes on, if you think positively, you'll see all things as positive results. I was even still happy that I was even alive. My house should got burned down. But it's all about having positive terms. If you have positive terms, no matter what you go through, let's say tomorrow, let me think. Let's say tomorrow you want to go bench press. I keep talking about gym because obviously that's my past. That's my, not even my past, but like that's my foundation, bro. Let's say, for example, tomorrow you want to go to the gym and hit a PR, and you fail the PR. What's the positive side of that? Okay, you learned that you can't hit that weight. Now you're just giving yourself a journey. You're giving yourself a task. You're giving yourself something to work towards. You failed 100 kg today. Make sure you don't feel it in 2 weeks. Cool. To be obviously there's standards. Like let's say, for example, your max is 60 kg right now and you fail 100. Let's keep it frank. Like you need more work to be done. But 2 weeks is not really enough. But if your max is 95 kg and you failed 100 kg today, I think I just hit the camera, but and you failed 100 kg today and your max is 95. Well, go do some negatives, control it down, get somebody else to help you with the positive, continue to rep out 95, try 100 kg again. Try it again, and you'll definitely get it. You've given yourself a journey. Even though you wasn't able to do it the first time, because you saw it as a positive trait, because you said, okay, then maybe you missed out on your macros, or you was low on your, like, macros, basically your calories, but you was low on your calories, you didn't get enough sleep, whatever the logistics is, you have something to work towards now. And you see that as a positive term, because that means the next time you come, you won't feel it. Or you can see it as negative and cry about it. You can say, oh, today I felt 100 kg, maybe 100 kg is not for me, and I'm just going to leave 100 kg alone, and then you do 95 kg for the rest of your life. The person who thinks positively, he's going to bench 120 kg due time. The person who thinks negatively, he's stuck at 95 kg for the rest of his life. One thing I don't like about fitness is that people say people have natural limits. Cool, I'm just going to bro science it, like I don't really know the science behind it, but I believe that you can always see growth. Whether it's minuscule growth or minor growth, I think there is always growth. So if you continue to work, no matter what, you will continue to see growth. That's how I at least see things. Maybe the science will tell you another thing, but for me, I become what I think about. I believe that if you continue to consistently work, you will always see growth. And what does it say? And that is the simple fact. It is the basis of astonishing law. It's the basis of an astonishing law of prosperity and success. In 3 words, believe and succeed. So whatever you believe in, if you believe that by the end of this year, there's 6 months left, basically 6 months left. By the end of this year, you will amount to 10 figures this year. Man said 10 figures. 10K a month this year. Yeah? Or even whatever your goal is. Whatever your goal is, you give it a set time. If you truly believe you can do it, you'll be able to do it. But the thing about it, it's not just about believing in it. It's also about doing the work, because the Bible says faith without works is dead. So additionally, if you believe in something, it doesn't just mean, okay, let's say today I say, I believe I can be as fast as Usain Bolt. But I never actually do any of the work to actually become faster than him. Come on, bro. It's never going to happen. I'm cool that the genetic side, like he's a genetic phenom, like he's the fastest man in the world. But there's going to be somebody one day who says, I will be faster than Usain Bolt. And they truly, truly believe they will be faster than Usain Bolt. And every single day, they're going to work until they become faster than Usain Bolt. That's what happens. They will believe and they will succeed. The same way with you. Whatever your goal is, you believe it. You're going to be working relentlessly towards it every single day until you achieve it. And the best part about it is, it's the basis of an astonishing law. It's not an opinion. It's not my opinion. I can't say, okay, I think that if you live by positive terms, you'll see positive results. And maybe it might happen. It has nothing to do with me. It's a law. It's a law of the world. It's a law. If you believe, you will succeed. If you believe in whatever goal it is, you will succeed in that goal. If you believe you can actually do it and true belief is actually going and doing the work to get towards it and to actually achieve it, you will succeed. You will succeed in whatever your goal is at that point in time. William James, and I love what William James talks about here. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. So I was going through the school community, and I don't know who it was, but there was somebody who spoke about saying, is it too late to start over? And when I read that question, it just made me think, even seeing that is hurtful to me, because it means that the person has not actually dwelled on the question themselves. And if they have, they haven't actually been taught this. They have not even seen this before. That person can alter their life by altering their state of mind. And what I had to say was, it is never too late to start over. The only time it's too late for you to start over is when you say it's too late to start over. The second that you say, no, I can't do this anymore. I can't improve myself anymore. That is when you truly can't improve yourself anymore. That is when you are actually capped, because you have now capped yourself. And because of that, he's capped. He can't actually improve himself. And it's painful to see. But I said to him, yo, bro. I don't think I even said bro, because I don't really say bro like that. Well, messages at least. But I said, it is never too late to start. In fact, let me find what I wrote. And this is exactly what I said. So he said, is it too late to start over? And I said, from the day you are born to the day you die, your life is a journey. There is no cap to the amount of progress you can make. It is about whether you actually want to continue to improve, or put yourself into a mental blockage where you constantly tell yourself it is over. So it is never too late to start over. The real question is, are you willing to do it? And I said that because that end part is the real part. Are you willing to do it? Because there's nothing else. There's nothing in this world that you can't do. But it's, are you willing to do it? Me becoming the fastest person in the world, I don't really care about it. I'm not willing to do it. I don't care. Me becoming the strongest person in the world, I don't care. I'm not willing to do it. But there is somebody who was. C-Bum was. He was willing to become the person with the best physique in the world. With the top of the men's classic physique. That's what he was willing to do. So he became it. Usain Bolt, he was willing to become the fastest man in the world. So he became it. So it's just about what, I just clicked this is still on the screen. It's just about whatever goal you have in mind, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to do it? You can't say, I can't do it. It's, are you willing to do it? So that's what I said to him. He said, is it too late to start over? It is never too late to start over. But are you willing to actually start over? Because you can say that you want to start over, but unless you're willing to do it, you won't do it. It's hard for you to actually want to do it if you are not willing to do it. Imagine I said to you right now, let's go to the park today to play whatever sport or play something together. And you're like, cool, we can go. But you're not willing to go. You don't really want to go. You will not go. Majority of us struggle to do things we don't want to do. And it's not like we don't want to, like, you can do things you don't want to do. But if you're not willing to do it, because, for example, I don't want to go to the gym a lot of the days, but I'm still willing to do it. But if you don't want to go do something, and you're also not willing to do it, even if you don't want to do it, you won't do it. You will not do it. I'm not willing to become the top of the men's classic physique, because then I have to start doing steroids. I start to be munching like 10,000 calories. I'm not willing to do it. It's not in my interest. But there's somebody who is, once again. So for him, I said to him, are you willing to do it? Because if the answer is yes, he can start over. If the answer is no, he can't start over. Because it's all about whether he will alter his mind. If he doesn't alter his mind, he can't alter his life. He can't start over if he doesn't want to. Same way with you. You can't change your mind. You can't change your life if you can't change your mind. You can't recreate your life if you can't recreate your attitudes. If you don't recreate your attitudes, what can you really do? Next. We need only in cold blood act as if the thing in question were real, and it will become infallibly real. By growing into such a connection with our life that it will become real. It will become so knit with our habit and emotion that our interest in it will be those in which characterize belief. And I was reading the Atomic Habits, top amazing book. I need to read more books. From reading the Atomic Habits, it showed me I need to read more books because I'm loving this book. And one thing that James Clear illustrates is about this three-way circle or something like that. And I think I showed it inside the last video. So maybe if you go back and watch that, you can screenshot. Even just search up Atomic Habits, identity habits or something like that. He shows these, I probably should have put on the PowerPoint, but it's just come to my mind now. And it's basically saying, so you have the outwards, I think it's the progress, and then the identity. So what he's talking about is the majority of people, they try to fix their life or fix certain habits through going from the outcome into the identity. Yes, the outcome into the identity. When really you have to change the identity to change the outcome. So for example, let's say there's somebody who says, okay, I want to become, let's say there's two people and they both say, I want to become a footballer. So person A says, I want to become a footballer. So his process is, okay, he's going to go to the park a few times and start to train. He's going to, and then that's going to change his identity. And in his mind, he thinks he's a footballer. But then person two says, no, he is a footballer. Whether or not he's a pro footballer or not, he says he's a footballer. So because he's a footballer, he does things footballers do. He's tracking his macros. He's getting the correct nutrients in. He's training for set amount of hours per day. He's consistently doing the correct workouts. He has a coach helping him because he's paying for this. He has a side job which he's working towards, and he's also paying for a coach. He's going to group trainings. He's trying to actually get contracts. He's actually speaking to people. He's consistently doing the things that a footballer does. So guess what? Which person actually achieved the outcome? Person one or person two? Undeniably, it's person two. Because he's not chasing after the outcome. He's actually made his identity. So the person who says that, I think I've also made another video about, I forgot the name of the video, but it's basically saying, do what the future you'd be doing. You have to be acting as if you're already the future you. The future you is, let's say for example, you want to be an entrepreneur, yeah? You want to be an entrepreneur, become a gentleman, yeah? That guy's not, sadly, sorry, in case this is you, but he is not drooling over some random girl on the internet. He's not sitting there scrolling through TikTok, doom scrolling for hours. Sorry. He's not doing these things. The guy, sorry man, my cameraman's here. The guy who you dream to be of, he is not doing these certain things. I'm sorry, but he's not. The guy who you dream to become like, he's not doing all these crazy things, all these weird things. He's not doing those things. So you have to put yourself in that person's shoes. So you don't say, okay, I want to become an entrepreneur. No, you start to become an entrepreneur. You start to do things like an entrepreneur. You don't say, I want to become the person who does X, Y, and Z. No, you just start doing it. You just put yourself in that person's shoes. You don't, okay, let's say if somebody wants to become like Ronaldo, they don't say, okay, I want to become like Ronaldo and start training and then start thinking about, okay, what would Ronaldo do? Trying to just, I don't know, like saying, going to the park once a while, doing these things, like saying, okay, I want to be like Ronaldo. No, that person just puts their mindset into the mindset of Ronaldo. They're actually really checking their diet. They're going to the gym training. They're going onto the pitch working out, kicking balls, doing all these madness, doing whatever they do to become a footballer. They've made it their identity. So what does it say? It will become infallibly real. Sorry, I can't say the word, but you can see the word, but just search it up. But the end part is the most crucial part. It will become so knit with habit and emotion that our interest in it will be those in which characterize belief. So if you actually, it's the act part. If you act as if whatever your goal is, whatever you desire, if you act as if it's real and infallibly real, then it will become real. Why? It's the main part. Knit with habit and emotion. The habits that you pick up because you want to be that person, you'll become that person. And that's exactly what I was talking about. You don't choose the habits that make you be like that person. No. You take that person's habits. The person who says that, like I said before, the person who says that he wants to be like Ronaldo, and the person who says he will be Ronaldo, the person who says he will be Ronaldo becomes Ronaldo. Because he's going to train and live a lifestyle just like Ronaldo's. He's not saying he wants to be like him and does some of the stuff Ronaldo does. No, the guy takes it the whole entire thing. The smoker, what do you call it? The smoker example is a better example, where James Clear talks about there's two smokers. One of them says, so they both say they don't want to be smokers anymore. When both of them get asked, do they smoke? The first person says, what does he say? He says, no, I can't, I'm not smoking right now. I'm trying to stop smoking. Yeah, the issue with that is because he still has smoker linked to his identity. He says, "I don't want to be a smoker. I don't want to be a smoker." He's already linking being a smoker to him. But the next person says, "Sorry, I don't smoke." He's not even There's not even an itch of smoke inside of him anymore. He said, "I don't smoke." That's what a non-smoker would say. The first person is saying, "Sorry, I don't want to smoke," but that's something that a smoker would say. So there's two different people. One of them has their goal linked to their identity. The other person just cares about the outcome. So be the person who links their goal to their identity and picks up their habits and their emotions linked to that identity and linked to that goal. And then, what's the next part? That our interest in it will become those in which characterize belief, to the point that you believe in it. You link your habits and you link your emotions to the goal so much, it's as if it's belief. You believe in it. You believe that will actually happen. It's no longer just acting anymore. You truly believe that will happen. If you only care enough for a result, you will almost certainly attain it. If you wish to be rich, you'll be rich. If you wish to be learned, you'll be learned. If you wish to be good, you'll be good. Only you must then really wish these things, and wish them exclusively, and not wish at the same time 100 other incompatible things just as strongly. So, pardon me, let's say you want to be a footballer. I don't like keep thinking about footballer. Let's say, for example, I'm just going to use football because it's an easy example. But let's say you want to become a footballer. But instead of you training football, you start to play basketball. And then now you say you want to be a basketballer. And then you start playing basketball and then you say, okay, I want to be a hockey player. You're going to become none of them. Why? Of the last part. Not to wish at the same time 100 other incompatible things. The lifestyle of a footballer is different to the lifestyle of a basketballer. And it's different to the lifestyle of a hockey player. Because they all have specific styles of training and specific lifestyles catered to their niche. So you can't just say, okay, then I want to be this type of person. Okay, then I also want to be this type of person. When I was younger, I always used to think, why doesn't someone like, I don't know, LeBron play football? Why is he not also a footballer? Is there like a rule to stop it? Maybe there is laws or like in sports contracts that stop him from being able to do both. But I'm thinking, why can't they just do both? Because if they're already that athletic, why can't they do both? It's because of the lifestyle. The lifestyle of a basketballer, the hours spent for that basketballer to get into the NBA, he can't just spend that. Also, he can't waste time going on to be trying to get into the what do they call it, the MLS. You don't have time to be able to do that because all his time has to be spent working towards his goal. He can't say I want to become a basketballer and then also start kicking ball 5 hours a day. He will never have time for his goal. So you can't say you want to achieve a goal and then start working towards another goal. It's not like, okay, you can't try them, but you can't make that your sole purpose. As it says, wish them exclusively. So make that exclusive. Make that your number one key to go. If you say you want to become an entrepreneur, focus on one thing. Cool, me right now, I'm even delegated, but right now my main focus is on the course. It's focused on this community. An entrepreneur is focused solely on their main goal. But the best part is that it says, not to wish at the same time 100 other incompatible things just as strongly. So let's say you want to become an entrepreneur and you have two business ventures, sure. But don't say, okay, then I want to become an entrepreneur, and then now you start drawing inside of parks. You don't have time for that. Cool when you start to be able to step back from the business, when you go from level 1 to like level 2, cool. But from level 0 to level 1, there's no time for that. There is none. You have to actually tunnel vision onto the goal. When you start getting employees, when you start stepping backwards towards exiting, and you can actually leverage some of the work onto other people, cool. Then you can start focusing on other things. Since I started this community, well, fitness has gone to the bin. I'm lucky to even get like 2-3 hours in the gym nowadays. Nowadays it's like 1 hour, 1 hour 20, 1 hour. Cool, that's still a lot of time, but for me, I enjoy a good 2-hour workout. Minimum a good 2-hour workout. But you have to be focused on the actual goal. When I start to make my fitness course, then you'll start to see a shift. I'm going to be focusing more on fitness because obviously I want to have a really good fitness course. But as of right now, I'm tunnel vision on the mindset course, the mindset transformation. So now I'm studying more. I'm reading more books. I'm listening to more audiobooks on mindset stuff. Because this is what has to be done. Because I can't focus on another goal. I have to focus on specifically what is at hand. So when you want to come and create a goal, tunnel vision on that goal. Focus on that goal solely. And don't think about anything else other than that goal. And then some of the beautiful parts right here. Biblical wisdom. Mark 9:23. Everything is possible for 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 the one who believes. Everything is possible. Not just your goal, not just my goal. Everything is possible for one who believes. So if you truly, truly believe in a certain aspect of your life, you can achieve it. Because the Bible says it. Everything is possible. The Bible doesn't lie. Everything is possible for the one, for one who believes. So if you truly believe in it, it can happen for you. And Proverbs 23, verse 7. For as one thinketh within his heart, so is he. So whatever you believe about, whatever is in your mind, that is who you'll become. You tell yourself that you are a smoker, you'll be a smoker. You tell yourself that you are a failure, you'll be a failure. You tell yourself that you are a loser, you will be a loser. In the contrast, you tell yourself that you are amazing, you'll be amazing. You tell yourself that you are a great entrepreneur, you'll be a great entrepreneur. You tell yourself that you are a great man who's going to strive to become an amazing man, a gentleman. You'll become a great man, you become a gentleman. So, whatever you think about, that is exactly who you become. Let's go. More great men. William Shakespeare. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we often might win by fearing to attempt. I'm trying to think back to some things that I've been scared of that kept me from actually doing them. I think one thing was swimming. I think I used to be really scared of swimming. I was really scared of swimming because when I was younger, the deep end, I used to think I'm going to drown 24/7. Now, oh bro, I love swimming. It's so fun. Even to now when I've started to learn how to swim, I bought goggles. I bought these goggles that have like nose plugs and ear blockers. But imagine that I never did it. Imagine I said, oh, I'm too scared to do it. Even something else. Ice plunge. That's even better. Ice plunge. I do not like the ice plunge. I actually used to be scared of the ice plunge. I used to look at it, see, you know when something is so cold, it's misty inside of it. Like, inside of it is misty because it's so cold. And you can just feel the cold before you even get close to it. That's the ice plunge. My mind is telling me, no, I shouldn't do it. I can't do it. It's going to kill me, all these crazy stuff. But when I actually ended up just getting inside of it, yeah, cool, it's cold. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to tell you it's warm. It's an ice plunge. But when I get out of it, the way that I feel, I can't describe it. I would recommend to all of you somehow get access to an ice plunge. What I used to do when I was younger, I used to run the bath and put cold water inside of it and pour ice cubes inside of it. And that was freezing. But it still helped. Now I go to the gym and do it. But still, wherever you can get access to an ice plunge, get access to it and plunge yourself. Because trust me, it is an amazing experience. But, what does it say? Our doubts are traitors. Traitor. It's against us. It's not with us. Our doubts are against us. They're not with us. I was doubting myself saying that I can't do it and I shouldn't do it. But I ended up doing it. And I found the good. I didn't lose the good. I found the good. I found the dopamine. I found a better way to actually experience life through those ice plunges. But if I never went inside of it, I would never have done it. Even with the sauna, because low-key the sauna is kind of hot. If I didn't actually go inside the sauna one time and say, bro, what was I scared of? I would never have gone inside of it. I would never actually experience the good of being inside of a sauna. George Bernard Shaw. People are always... Hold on. Because I remember this part. This is true. Like, please, if you're going to listen to anything, listen to this part. George Bernard Shaw. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And this is the best part to me. And if they can't find them, they make them. This is true wisdom. This isn't joke, this is true wisdom. The people in this life, and one thing I love about this is because when I say we become what we think about, it's not a joke. It is literally true. The people who say, I've always thought about this, the people who say, oh, my life is this, or even for me, when people say, oh, all women are this, or all men are this, the circumstances that you are seeing, because even me, when I was younger, yeah, I used to say, oh, all girls are this, there's no good girls, they're all horrible, they're all this and that, yeah. The reason why I was saying all these things is because that were the circumstances that I was putting myself into. How am I supposed to find a good girl if all I'm looking for is girls I can have easy sex with? Come on, let's be realistic. Let's keep it frank. Whatever circumstances that you are in, sure, there's anomalies, there's people who are actually in negative circumstances, but if you don't want to be there, realistically, you wouldn't be there. If you really, really, really don't want to be there, you won't be there. There are so many people who've taught me in this life that if somebody really doesn't want to do something, trust me, they won't do it. No matter what, they won't do it. So it's a thing of, if you don't really want to be in your circumstances, you won't be there in the first place. And cool, let's say you are now there, you find a way to get out of it. What does it say? If they can't find them, they make them. I love that. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for circumstances. So, if you are somebody who are in negative circumstances, somewhere that you don't want to be, get up and look for new circumstances. Look for a new location where you can operate in. Before I used to think, I can never work in my house. So what did I do? I just found good locations in my house to work in. Okay, then now let's say my house gets too noisy. I'm thinking there's nowhere for me to work inside of London or somewhere to work in. I found locations. I have a whole list of libraries that I can go to if I really wanted to do some work. I don't really have to go to them because firstly, it's travel, I can't be bothered, but I have locations I can go to. I can go to my gym and do work inside of there. I can work from home right now. I'm very comfortable in my room. Find the circumstances. Find the places where you can actually operate best inside of. Don't complain and say, it's because of this, it's because of this, because of this. Because there's somebody who is in a worse circumstances than you are, but they got up and found better circumstances. Stories like, for example, Alex Pereira and I forgot the Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. The other guy. Alex Pereira and the Bronx. I forgot his name, but the Bronx. Yeah. I forgot his name. It's actually going to bug me. Alex Pereira and... No, it's over. Yeah. So, you can see videos of those two. They were literally in the streets of Brazil. They were in absolute poverty. Literally absolute poverty. I think Alex Pereira used to be a mechanic and the Bronx used to be... Actually, I don't remember what he was, but if you look at them now, they were both UFC champions at a certain point. Alex Pereira, he's still now a UFC champion. He's kicking people's heads off. They made something from the circumstances that they had. Imagine if they said, okay, I'm in the streets of Brazil, but one day I'm going to be winning a UFC title match. I'm going to be retaining my belt. You wouldn't be believing them when they're in the streets of Brazil, next to you, in poverty. You'd be thinking there's no way for you to escape. But they changed their circumstances. They didn't say, okay, then we're all stuck in these circumstances, let's just die here. No. He said, I'm going to become a belt holder inside the UFC. And he became that because that's what he made of his circumstances. We become what we think about. The man who thinks about a concrete and worthwhile goal will achieve it because that is what he is thinking about. And I'm going to have to keep repeating myself inside this video because you actually need it to be knocked inside of your head. The man with a concrete and worthwhile goal will achieve it. And it's not one of those wishy-washy goals like, okay, I want to talk to 15, I want to date 100 girls. Something as weird as that. A guy's not really, that's not a worthwhile goal. That goal's not going to give you purpose. But the man who says, I will work on myself and become such a good man to the point that I can find my future wife. Now that's a worthwhile goal. That guy's going to wake up every single day and say, even though I don't feel like working today, I want to be a man that can provide for my future family. And that's a worthwhile goal. That man will achieve it. He's going to work every single day until he achieves it. He's going to do the correct things until he achieves it. In contrast, the man who has no goal, who doesn't know where he is going, and his thoughts are filled with anxiety and confusion and fear and worry, he becomes what he thinks about. And that's the scariest part. He becomes fearful. He becomes anxious. He becomes filled with confusion. He becomes worried. Because that's all he thinks about. His life becomes a life of frustration and fear and anxiety and worry. And if he thinks about nothing, he becomes nothing. He becomes nobody. He becomes literally nobody. Sadly, there are so many people who just become statistics. When you're at the top, you become a statistic. When you're at the bottom, you become a statistic. But which bracket would you rather be in? Honestly speaking. It sounds horrible to say that, but which bracket would you rather be in? Would you rather be so low that nobody even knows your existence? Or so high, not high, but like high up, that they can't even think you're human anymore? And not to make you an idol or anything, because God forbid, but to the point that people think you have things done so well that they don't think that you're like everybody else. And that comes with whatever you think about. It comes with your goal. You set your goals for the stars, you go to the stars. But you set your goals to the ground, you become lower than the ground. Because they're going to step on you and push you inside the ground. And the ground will grow on top of you. The new ground will come on top of you. So, decide what you want to become. Would you rather be a man with a concrete and worthwhile goal and achieve it, or become nothing? So, let me make my head smaller. Why do we become what we think about? The farmer story. And you see, when I was listening to the story, you probably might be confused, depending on who you are. You might be confused listening to all of this thinking, what is this guy talking about? None of this makes sense. But this is to clarify it. I probably should have put this at the beginning now that I think about it, but why do we become what we think about? The farmer story. So, this is an amazing story, and as I said, I probably should have put it at the beginning, but it's a really good story to explain why we become what we think about. So, the farmer story. A farmer can plant anything into the land. The land doesn't care what the farmer plants. It will produce whatever is planted. Same as the human mind. It doesn't care about what thoughts and things you plant into it. However, it will make you reap whatever you sow. And the farmer story is an amazing story to explain why this happens. So, if I was a farmer today and I had my crops and I by accidentally planted, I don't know, some poisonous plant, and this plant is going to destroy the whole entire land. The land isn't going to say, no, farmer, don't do that. The land isn't going to say, farmer, stop. The land isn't going to take the plant inside of it and then split it back out and stop it from growing. No, the land don't care. The land doesn't care what's put inside of it. Even though the land knows that could potentially kill it, the land doesn't care. The land is going to make the farmer reap whatever he has just sown. It's going to produce whatever the farmer has just put inside of it. And that is exactly the same as the human mind. Even though your mind knows that negative thinking is negative for a reason, it's literally called negative thinking. Even though your mind knows that it is negative, your mind is not going to stop you from letting those negative thoughts come into your mind. Your mind is just going to produce whatever you sow. So when you're sitting there thinking about all the L's you've taken in your life, or all the downsides of your life, or all the pain in your life, your mind isn't going to say, sure thing, mate, let me give you some happy thoughts. No, your mind's going to give you more negative thoughts, because that's what you're sowing into your mind. You're planting negative seeds into your mind. What do you expect to grow? A positive tree or an apple tree? Only negative tree will grow, because that's exactly what you planted. So you have to be wise of what you plant into your mind. Because see it the same way as the farmer's land. Your mind doesn't care about what you plant inside of it. It will make you reap whatever you sow. In Galatians 6 verse 7, be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatever a man soweth, that he shall also reap. So it doesn't care. It doesn't say, whatever a man sow, if it's good for him, you'll reap it. No. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Whatever you plant into the ground, you will reap it. You put an apple seed into the ground, you'll get an apple tree. Imagine one day you put an apple seed inside the ground, you see an orange. That doesn't make sense. It's against all laws of nature. Whatever you plant, you will reap. Same way, whatever thoughts you put into your mind, you will reap. That's why you have to be so careful of what you see. When you see all these girls on social media, or you see all these negative posts on social media, you have to be really, really careful. And I'm saying girls because I think this will most likely be just a women's group. Like, sure, it's open to anybody, but I doubt a girl will join. So, if you are a guy, you have to be really careful about what stuff you see. Because let's say you're trying to battle lust, and all you see is tits and bum, well, you're going to be reaping lustful thoughts. It's the only thing you'll see. Because that's all your mind's going to be seeing. It's all you're going to be sowing into your mind and planting into your mind. You have to be careful about what negative things you see. For me, I don't watch those type of videos anymore where it's like, what is it? Like cheated on videos. Because back in the day, I used to be like, let me see. Oh, my days. I can't believe she cheated on him. Or can't believe he got cheated on. Or can't believe that happened to him. Can't believe he about to marry this girl and he found out she had sex with like 100 guys. I can't watch those videos anymore because it actually hurts me. And because it hurts me, I should not be watching it. I don't need to plant those negative thoughts into my mind. Because trust me, back in the day, I could watch that one video and ruin my whole entire day. Because it hits deep because I'm thinking, what if it happens to me? But I'm not even going to let it happen to me. I'm not going to think about it happening to me. Because I'm not even going to be thinking about these type of things. I'm going to keep all those negative things and negative traits away from me. The land doesn't care. It produces poison if you plant poison. No matter what we plant, it will come onto us. You choose what to plant. Success or failure. Or concrete goal or confusion, fear and anxiety. So let's say you have a goal in your mind, but you don't actually do any planning towards it. you're going to be planting a seed of failure and planting a seed of confusion, fear, and anxiety. Because you won't actually know what's going to happen. Day by day, you'll be working towards whatever goal it is. Let's say you want to be improving on personal development journey, but you don't actually have any. I don't really think about the habits, like the personal development habits, but you're not actually reading any books. You're not actually doing anything to actually improve yourself. You're going to be thinking every single day, why am I not getting better? Why is nothing improving for me? Well, the reason is you've sowed the wrong seed. You have not actually planned out your concrete goal. You've done nothing towards the growth. So if you have any of these things, plant the correct thing. You plant a seed of success, plant a seed of the system. Have the system in place. And the thing about this is that even though we become what we think about, I still have to ask this question. Because you're probably going to ask the next question as well. Why do people not use... Let me make my head smaller once again. Why do people not use their minds? And Elle said this, and it's actually so funny, because it's so true. It's because the mind is free. Because the mind is free, people don't care. Anything free, people don't care. I'm going to read this whole entire page and then start talking. Our minds are standard equipment which was given to us since birth for free. And people place less value on things they don't put money on board. The paradox is that exactly the reverse is true. Everything that is really worthwhile in life came to us for free. Our mind, our soul, our body, our hopes, dreams, intelligence, family, children and friends. Things purchased with money can be replaced, but the things given for free can never be replaced. So your family, your desires, your hopes, your dreams, your mind, your body, you've always had these things for free. Always. This here cost me money. If I break this right now, I can buy a new one. But if I kill, for example, like someone in my family, it's over. I can't replace them. They're gone. Because the things that are given to you for free are actually the most valuable things. And it's crazy to say that, but it's true. Because they're unreplaceable. Things like water. What are we doing if water goes tomorrow? All the water in the world goes tomorrow. Because water's for free. It rains down. Cool, it's not drinkable when it's rainwater, but you can actually fertilize it, do all these things. Cool, but there's streams out there we can actually drink from for free. What are you going to do if that goes? We can't replace water. Water is an essential part of our life. But it's given to us for free. So the majority of things in life which are given to us for free, those are actually the things that we should really hold real value towards. The sad thing is that something like money, which is a social construct, because it's actually a social construct, it's just more valuable paper, that's where we put the value inside. We don't put the value in our family, in our friends, in our minds, in our hopes, our dreams. And that's why people don't use their mind. It's sad to say, but that's why people don't use their mind. People don't think, okay, let me read to improve my mind, because they have their mind for free already. The book may cost money, but to actually strengthen the mind is for free. But people refuse to do it. But that's one of the most crucial things. That sets the difference between a gentleman and a young man. The young man is not improving his mindset. The young man doesn't care about these certain things. But someone like you, who's watching this right now, you actually care about your mind. You're paying invaluable money. Money doesn't even mean anything. You're paying money to improve your mind, to strengthen something that you get for free. You're being smart, you're being wise, you're doing the correct thing. You're becoming and taking the correct steps to become a gentleman. Because a gentleman, they're actually using their mind. Why do people not use their mind? Insane people don't use their mind. You need to use your mind. Because if you don't use your mind, let's go back to the last page, you'll be sowing a seed of failure. Sowing a seed of confusion, fear and anxiety. Because you don't use your mind. So what are you going to do? You're going to be confused 24/7. Now, I am a very practical person. I'm even going to make this bigger so you can actually see me. I'm a very practical person. For me, just talking is not enough. Because I know you won't actually do anything. You will probably just sit here, watch this video, and then go back to you doing nothing. But for me, I'm about implementation. When you watch this video, if you haven't already taken notes, this is what you take notes on. You screenshot. Okay, let me make my head smaller now, so you can actually screenshot this and actually make it, maybe, I don't know, your home screen or, I don't know, whatever you're going to do with it. But I want you to actually implement this. Now, how to utilize your mind. If you've watched this far, well done. Because this is for you. How to utilize your mind. Plant your goal in your mind, care for it, and work steadily towards it, and it will become a reality. There is no way it cannot if you do this. Gold echelon is something that I planned within a week. But the overall goal, I had this goal in my mind for like a year, maybe a year or two. Because I had it envisioned into my mind, I had to create it. And now I'm working towards it to make the ultimate goal a reality. But I planted that goal into my mind. So you have to do the same thing. Whatever your goal is, your desire to become a gentleman, your desire to become an entrepreneur, your desire to become a better man, plant it into your mind. Care for it. Don't let anybody come and step over it. Somebody says to you, you can't achieve that. Don't let it. Throw them in the bin. Throw them in the bin. Care for it. Take care for it. The same way that if somebody was to come and hit your mother, you would attack them back within speed. Treat that with your goal. If somebody steps on your goal, care for it. Defend your goal. But what else? Work steadily towards it, and it will become a reality. You can't say you want to achieve a certain goal. You can't say you want to become a better man, but you have no experience. You've actually tried nothing. You've never risked anything. There's also another thing I wrote today about. Somebody said this quote: if you don't risk anything, you risk everything. So if you don't actually try and risk anything in your life, you can't actually improve anything. It's impossible for you to see change. I also had this quote as well. Change and sacrifice are two sides of the same coin. If you want to change yourself, if you want to see true progress in your mind, true progress in your life, you have to sacrifice something. And that's the work. You have to work steadily towards it. The work is sacrificing. And through that sacrificing, you'll see change, you'll see growth. And the best part about it is that there is no way it cannot come to reality if you do this. Next goal or task. Picture yourself in your mind's eye already achieving your goal. When I'm daydreaming, when I'm sleeping, when I'm dreaming, all these things, I am thinking. I'm not just thinking. I'm imagining myself in my future self's shoes. I can already imagine my future wife and kids. Already imagine the cars. Already imagine the house. Already imagine the people I'm helping with my money. I can already imagine all these things. It's a lovely life. It's a very, very lovely life. And because of that, that's my essentially coping mechanism to keep me going. To make me actually realize it's actually so achievable. I can actually imagine myself. The best part is your mind's eye. So my mind it's like I'm massaging my mind. I'm massaging my mind into imagining that certain thing to make me believe I've already achieved it. Now I just have to catch up. I have a video coming about think about the goal. Think about the goal and then catch up. Something like that. One of those titles. I'm going to think about the goal and catch up. So think about that. Think about whatever you want to achieve. Imagine yourself already achieving it. And then catch up. Do the work to get up to it. Create systems so that every day you have something to do towards your goal. So, for example, one of my systems is that I call Harry and tell him to come to my house almost every single day. What does that mean? It means every single day I have to do something towards the course. I don't want to just waste his time. I don't want to say, yeah, come, and we don't do anything at all. Something productive has to be done. Because now he's coming to my house, one of my systems. I talk about my course a lot. I talk about my school community a lot. I talk about what I do a lot. Not the other side, but I talk about what I do a lot, especially with this, like content creation. So I have to live up to what I'm saying. I care a lot about integrity. I can't say certain things and then disappoint people. I don't really like that. That's not who I am. So that's one of my systems. I have to catch up to the words that I'm putting out there. Create systems in your life. Whether that's you saying, okay then, you want to go to the gym. Okay, let me even give you another example. Reading. You say you want to read the books. Put a book on your pillow. Put that book on your pillow. Now that book is going to, and every single day, when you make your bed, make sure you make your bed, you leave that book on your pillow. So when you come back home, before you get into bed, you have to move that pillow, that book. Whether you pick that book up and put it to the side on, or you pick up that book and read it. It's your decision. It's ultimately your decision. But because that book is there every single day, one day you will read it. So you create the systems so that every single day you have something to do towards that task. Next step, hold yourself accountable. Whether that be with this group or personally. So whether that be you go to the Gold Echelon Accountability tab and you put down whatever you need to be held accountable for, you that will hold you accountable. Or you personally hold yourself accountable. A lot of the times I hold myself personally accountable for the gym. I didn't go to the gym today. Honestly speaking, I didn't go to the gym today. It's annoyed me. So tomorrow I will go to the gym. Now there's two types of accountability there. Now I have to go to the gym tomorrow because I've just said in this video. What is that? Wait, what? Hopefully I didn't come up. Some balloons came up. Whether I hold myself, now I have to hold myself accountable, and you have to hold me accountable. I've just said it here. So tomorrow I have to go to the gym. My hand is injured, so I'm not going to be doing no crazy weightliftings in it. But I still have to do something. Whether I go to the gym and do cardio or do core, something has to be done. And then finally, have reminders for your why. When I was younger, I remember that I got into an argument with my old group of friends. And the reason I got into the argument with them was because I told them to stop sending girls to the group chat and send books. And basically, for like an hour or two, they were clowning me. Like 5, 6, 10 guys, something like that. I'll never forget how much that got me angry. I remember I left the group chat and I blocked every single one of them. I was fuming. I remember that. I was actually fuming. And then I remember I wrote down one of my reasons why. I said my reason why to achieve my goal is to prove my friends wrong. That's a very negative goal. So if that's your goal, change your goal. It was a very negative goal. However, it got my rule rolling. Because I said I want to become so rich or so clear in this life that these guys will be envious of me. Once again, that's not my goal anymore. That's a very, very negative goal. It's a very, very bad way to look at it. But it was my reason why. Every single time I felt tired, every single time I said I don't really want to go gym or I don't want to work towards something, I always just looked at my notes and said, this is my reason why. Whether your reason why is because you want to retire your mother, so you know you have to do the extra work to be able to actually retire your mother, and you look at something towards to make you remember about your mum working hard, there's your reason why. And remember it. And consistently remember it and never forget it. And I think this is the last page. Yeah. Summary. The human mind is the last great unexplored continent. So many people don't know about this stuff. You've put, I don't know how much you're paying right now, but you've put some good money to be able to get this type of video. How long is this video? Let me even check. 1 hour. We've just reached the 1 hour mark. Yeah. The human mind is the last great unexplored continent. A lot of people don't even know what that means. It's basically saying that it's the last continent, the last thing that people have not actually decided to explore. People are not actually going through into their own minds and discovering what's really about. And they're missing out. There are experts out there who are truly, truly putting in the work to understand their minds, to understand their life, and understand these certain things. And they're the people who are seeing at the top. They understand every single ounce of themselves because they're exploring their mind. And because they're exploring their mind, they're seeing real growth. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So as I told you about me setting my table on fire, the action of me lighting the candle turned into my table being on fire. Additionally, the action of me going to the gym when I was younger led me to get a good physique. But even younger than that, the action of me wanting to speak to girls led to me doing those things with girls. So for every single action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when you say you want to go to the gym, you also say no to not going to the gym. When you say you want to read today, you say no to not reading today. So there's an opposite reaction to whatever you want to do. I mean, there's a, equal reaction to whatever you want to do. And then there's an opposite on the other way around as well. So you're saying, when you say yes to something, you're also saying no to something. And when you say no to something, you're also saying yes to something else. Everyone is the sum total of his thoughts. So whatever you think about, the sum of it all is what you are. Let's put this into points. So we'll put out of 10. Let's say for 1 point you think about, masturbating. For 2 points you think about going to the gym. For 3 points you think about, hold on, let me do the maths. For 3 points you think about working on your business. But then for 4 points you think about girls. That's 5 to 5. Isn't that right? Okay, maybe that's a bad example. But you get the point. Yeah, that was a bad example. But you get the point. The sum total of what you think about, that is what you become. That is who you become. Let's say you think, okay, let me chip it on. Number 4, think about girls. Number 3, think about business. Number 2, think about bashing, masturbating. Number 1, think about your business. So the sum total is 6 to 4. 6 to 4. So because the sum total is think about lustful desires, you will just be a lustful person. So you have to make your total aligned with whatever you want to achieve. And then you achieve what you want to achieve. Every man is where he is because that is exactly where he really wants to be, whether he will admit it or not. And that's sad to say, it's painful to say it, but it's the truth. If you really did not want to be somewhere, trust me, you wouldn't be there. Because you would do exactly what it would take to get to that, to get away from that situation, or to get to where you want to be. Cool, there's a time barrier, but you'll be working towards it as if you've already got to that barrier. You've already gone past that barrier. and you'll be working and working and working and working and working. Nowadays, time is not really a big barrier anymore. I'm seeing 15-year-olds doing different levels of money and 60-year-olds broke. So time is not really a barrier anymore. Obviously, there's ethics. So for me, there's ethics is a big thing to me. So let's say there's a 15-year-old doing, I don't know, like some next gaming or something, or doing some next like OnlyFans management or something like that. It's not really something that you would respect. But still, if there is something that you want to do, or a place that you want to be, or somewhere that you want to get towards, you will get towards there if you really wanted to. If not, then we'll see from your works. And finally, the strangest secret to success is how you think. How you think is exactly how you get to whatever you want to get to in your life. Whether that be being a gentleman, whether that be you want to be an entrepreneur, whether that be you want to be a good dad, you want to be just a good person in general, or you just want to achieve anything. I don't know what it is, but whatever you want to achieve. The secret to that piece of success is how you think. It's all down to how you think. It's all down to the way that you live your life through your mind, through your mind's eye. So, we become what we think about. Thank you for watching, my boys.